What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And today, I think we got a juicy SCP on our hands today, man. This was on the waiting list, and it's time to go balls deep with it. So this one is SCP-3456, the Orcadian Horseman. So I'm assuming it's about some kind of SCP Horseman. You know, that's all I could assume from just the title alone. Orcadian, I forgot what that actually means or the meaning that they're going to use behind this SCP. So I'm basically going into this blind. Can't wait to see how strong this SCP will be. Can't really assume it will be God level or this mediocre level or like, you know, wall level, who knows? But we're going to find out today. So if you guys are excited for this reaction alongside with me, remember to smash that like button. Helps the channel grow, especially if you like the video and it takes less than a second and it's free. Come on, guys. And also, if you haven't joined the family, if you haven't smashed that red button on the bottom of the video, make this video the time to do so. I'm telling you guys, if you're new to the channel, I post SCP reactions daily for you guys so you'll never miss a drop. And honestly, if you like my reaction style and you like SCP videos, it's going to be a win-win and you won't regret it. Plus, this is a stop. Like, I'm telling you guys, I make stops before we go balls deep, man. I'm trying to pick up stragglers, pick up people window shopping, seeing what's it about. Like, yo, we don't bite, we're a family here. Come on for the ride, have some fun, all gas, no brakes, we don't slow down for nothing. And this is the time to hop in. So let's get it done. Also, remember, turn on post notifications as well so you don't miss a drop. I do multiple uploads a day sometimes, so hate for you guys to miss something because YouTube doesn't always recommend certain videos even if you're subbed. So just keep that in mind. It behooves you to, you know, smash that notification button. Also, like always, original videos in the description below. Shout out to Dr. Bob for bringing this animation to fruition for us to react to it. So, with that all out the way, let's get this show started. Alrighty, SCP-3456, the Orcadian Horseman. Let's get it.
It's 1916, right in the middle of World War I, and a British soldier is huddled in a trench, occasionally peeking over the top. He's supposed to be on watch, but there's little to see in the darkness that hangs over no man's land. But then, he spots something. Something big.
Horseman?
It's a shadowy figure, only about 20 feet away.
That looks weird.
It looks like it's digging in the mud.
Long ass arms.
It's too dark to make out what he's looking at, so the soldier shoots a flare into the sky, lighting up the battlefield with a dull red light. Now he can see it clearly.
Is that a fusion? Are they fused? Bro. Only SCPs, man. Yo.
And it's like nothing he's ever seen before. A huge, terrifying monster, picking up bodies out of the mud.
Those arms, though.
The soldier can only stare.
Whoa. How big is this?
Ever seen before.
Guys, he has like a human right here. This shit's gigantic. I thought it was like a regular size like humanoid mixed with a horse. After seeing this guy with a human in his hand, like, what the heck? This guy's humongous.
A huge, terrifying monster, picking up bodies out of the mud.
He gets it out the mud. Yo, I'm dead.
The soldier can only stare, petrified by what he's seeing in front of him, when the creature suddenly turns to stare back at him and smiles. Hi, I'm Dr. Bob, and this is SCP-3456, also known as the Orcadian Horseman. SCP-3456 is the designation given to a group of quadrupeds, of which the exact number that exists is unknown.
What?
These entities resemble horses, though with some marked differences. SCP-3456s lack any hair, and their thick skin is translucent, revealing the fat and muscle underneath.
Wow.
They have three-toed hooves, and strangest of all, they have one or more human-shaped torsos fused to their backs.
One or more?
Each torso has a pair of arms and a head, but no legs, the torso seeming to meld directly into the back of the creature's horse-like body.
So there's like some variation of a centaur. Kinda.
The arms are much longer than those of a human, with a total wingspan that is double the anomaly's height.
Jesus!
The arms are so long, they typically drag along the ground when the creature moves. At the end of each arm are 5 sharpened bones that protrude from where fingers would normally be.
Bones.
Instead of a nose, most instances of SCP-3456 have a hole in the middle of the face, which is capable of producing a high-pitched scream that is as loud as a jet engine. SCP-3456 instances vary in size, with the largest recorded manifestation standing 30 meters tall and 15 meters long.
I wonder if that's the one that we saw in the intro, because that one was freaking huge.
Their bodies have also shown to be quite resilient and are completely impervious to conventional weaponry.
Damn.
The anomalous creatures have displayed a high level of adaptive intelligence, using complex tactics like setting up ambushes through the use of property destruction and psychological manipulation to lure targets into traps.
Damn. It's kind of cool that almost all these SCPs, they're pretty intelligent. Like, for them being all goofy and everything, like, most of them are, like, really intelligent. It's kind of cool to, like, see.
This high level of intelligence has led many at the Foundation to believe that SCP-3456 is sapient. Any direct observation of an SCP-3456 instance will cause the entity to become aware of its observer, at which point it will display this awareness by turning in the exact direction of the observer.
And smile.
Once an instance of SCP-3456 has spotted its observer, it will engage in predatory behavior, stalking its witness and pursuing them far beyond the initial site of manifestation.
Yo.
All the while concealing itself and using camouflage as it chases them.
Get him.
SCP-3456 will repeat this behavior over and over,
Damn.
intentionally letting itself be seen by observers over and over as it hunts down and takes each one until it has captured a large number of individuals and suddenly,
look how huge it is. Oh my god.
Dematerializes. It's currently unknown where
SCP-3456
takes a large number that intentionally letting itself be seen by observers over and over as it hunts down and takes each one until it has captured a large number of individuals and suddenly dematerializes.
Dematerializes. Is there like a certain amount of people that he needs to take for him to like complete his job and then he's done? That's interesting.
It's currently unknown where SCP-3456 takes its victims, or what happens to them once it dematerializes.
Yeah.
Nor is it known how many victims 3456 needs to capture before it is satisfied and dematerializes for good, as the number taken has varied between instances.
4 victims?
It's not currently understood why, but SCP-3456 is either unwilling or unable to cross bodies of fresh water, and making it to the other side of a freshwater source like a river, lake, or even a stream is the only currently known way to escape the anomaly once it begins its pursuit.
Wow.
Instances of
Scared of water?
SCP-3456 typically appear near sites of mass human suffering, such as battlefields and natural or man-made disasters. And there have been numerous reports and sightings of 3456s at historical events throughout the 19th, 20th, and 21st centuries, with multiple manifestations often appearing at the same event. One Foundation report contains an account of an SCP-3456 instance appearing during the First World War at the Battle of the Somme. Rumors spread through the British troops in their trenches of the appearance of a mythical creature many believed to be the Nukkalavi,
Mythical.
a horse-like demon with origins in Orcadian mythology.
Oh wow, that
Like
actually
many
looks like it.
SCPs, this ancient folktale turned out to have very real origins. British infantryman Dave Harkand kept a journal which described giant hoofprints appearing in the battlefield mud, and soldiers disappearing under mysterious
Hoofprints? Let me
circumstances.
see.
Which described giant hoofprints.
I thought they have three hoof thingies. There's 4 right here. Is that just like an animation error, or did I mishear what they were saying earlier? Please let me know in the comment section below, guys. I'm pretty sure they said it has 3 hoofs.
Appearing in the battlefield mud, and soldiers disappearing under mysterious circumstances, appearing to be killed by forces even more terrifying than what the war could produce. Harkand describes one soldier who was firing on advancing Germans when the mud beneath his feet started boiling.
Oh shit.
Before anyone could react, mud went flying everywhere, and everyone was knocked off their feet.
Do you just explode?
Advancing Germans when the mud beneath his feet started boiling.
You got it from the mud.
Before anyone could react, mud went flying everywhere.
He's
and
gone.
Everyone was knocked off their feet.
Yeah.
The soldier was gone. Not even a body part remained. And Harkand was sure he saw bony protrusions reaching up out of the mud underneath the soldier just before he disappeared.
That vision, though. That's
Not
crazy.
long after, Harkand spotted the Orcadian Horsemen on the battlefield,
Hey.
and the horsemen spotted Harkand.
Damn.
He watched as the instance of SCP-3456 picked bodies out of the mud, and carried them off into the darkness.
It materialized.
He took several shots at the entity with his rifle, but the bullets had no effect.
It was gone.
As days passed, the half-man, half-horse continued to appear night after night, always doing the same thing, picking up injured soldiers off the battlefield
Injured, wow.
and taking them into the darkness.
It's not really killing them.
It would always look back at Harkand, seemingly taunting him or inviting him to try following it. Soon more instances of SCP-3456 appeared, many with more than one torso on their back.
Oh my goodness.
And then they began laying traps, burying themselves in the mud and waiting for the soldiers to rush over them. Dave Harkand was declared missing in action at the Battle of the Somme, and it's presumed he was taken by the same instance of SCP-3456 that he first observed.
Playing with them the whole
Another
time.
first-hand account of an encounter with SCP-3456 occurred following the 2011 earthquake and subsequent nuclear disaster in Fukushima, Japan.
Fukushima.
With over 2,500 missing persons, several manifestations
Jesus.
of
Look, I'm trying to
SCP-3456
hide.
were reported in the
Oh my
areas
goodness.
affected by the quake, and SCP Foundation reconnaissance teams were sent to investigate,
It's a
two
lot
of
of
which were
people.
quickly wiped out during the encounters with 3456s.
Damn.
One squad, after exploring the evacuated city and not finding anything, spotted an instance of SCP-3456 standing motionless in the middle of an intersection.
Was sleeping?
As they laid eyes on the Orcadian Horseman, the human torso that was hanging limp off the motionless horse's body stood upright and began swinging its arms, damaging and destroying the buildings and structures around it.
What the hell?
It then turned towards the team and emitted
Oh.
an ear-shattering
Yeah, your
loud
eardrums
shriek
are done.
from the hole where its nose should
Holy
be,
shit.
before beginning its pursuit.
What is wrong with him?
The team immediately began evacuation
Was it-
procedures,
oh shit, he
even
tried to
ordering a
swag-
drone strike
Try to
in an
whack
attempt
him.
to slow down the chasing anomaly. The team took shelter in an abandoned high-rise building, but knew their only chance of escape was if they could make it over the nearest body of fresh water.
That was probably Chappie was setting up. Acting like he's dead or whatever, just to trap him, because he's highly intelligent. So, I doubt he was just bullshit and got caught up.
Which would mean crossing a bridge over the Arakawa River, which was a kilometer away.
Bro.
The team was 50 yards away from the bridge with no further signs of SCP-3456 when one emerged from a side street right next to them. Small arms fire was used against the creature, and 2 rocket-propelled grenades were fired at it, but all had no effect. A flashbang detonated in the anomaly's face bought enough time for some of the squad to make it across the bridge and escape.
Hey, nice.
But 2 members of the team were carried away by SCP-3456,
OV.
with the last image captured by one of the squad's helmet-mounted cams being a shot of the Orcadian Horseman smiling just before it demanifested.
Bro. This dude.
SCP-3456 is currently uncontained, and due to its extremely dangerous
Uncontained,
nature
wow.
and the lack of any containment procedures, it has been designated Keter class.
Makes sense.
Any personnel who observe the entity are to be treated with Class G amnestics.
Just who
and their assigned
observed it.
treatment facility must be located within 1 kilometer of a body of fresh water.
Nice.
The Foundation has an ongoing project
Myth,
to
shell
attribute
shock?
any historical
Wow.
references to SCP-3456 to myth, shell shock, hysteria, or PTSD, and any reports of loss of life or property damage involving the anomaly are to be replaced with explanations that attribute the cause to other natural or man-made events.
Wow, so he's probably behind a lot of natural disasters in this universe. What? And they're just hiding the fact of that.
Regions where SCP-3456 is more likely to appear are to be closely monitored with personnel ready to assist in evacuation efforts. But above all else, direct observation of SCP-3456 must be avoided, since once that has happened, there's
Damn.
very little even the SCP Foundation can do to protect you.
This guy's deadly.
Now go and watch another entry from the files of Dr. Bob, and be sure to subscribe as we delve further and further into the SCP Foundation's classified archives.
Well, that was a cool SCP. I didn't really expect it to be super strong, but if I had to take a wild guess, I was going to expect it to be weaker than what it is now. After watching the video, it is a lot smarter than I anticipated, and a lot more crafty too. Especially in Japan, like how he killed like over 2,500 people, and like I don't know, like I don't know if that was like by himself because they only saw one Orcadian Horseman, but they show that there's multiple ones of them, like with 2 people on the back of a horse. So we don't know how many were in that situation, but If it was just one, that's insane. And the one thing I really want to find out too is what does he do with the humans? Because I know in the animation sometimes they don't go all the way deep into like, you know, this everything about the SCP. So I wonder if they actually know in like other, you know, on the wiki page what he actually does with the human when he just disappears. That would be kind of cool if he needs that for fuel to like, you know, breed more Orcadian Horsemen. Who knows? But anyway, it was a dope SCP. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any answers or the questions I might have, or let me know what you guys think about this SCP as well too. I know if you guys are telling me this was your favorite one, so if you are the few that were actually watching this reaction, I hope you enjoyed it. And I definitely enjoyed reacting to it, so thank you for the suggestion. And with that being said, like always, smash that like button if you enjoyed the content, smash the sub button if you want to see more, and also turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. And unfortunately, with that being said, that concludes today's episode. However, I'll catch you guys on the next one. With